Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Acharei and Kedoshim. And in the second Sedra, Kedoshim, is found the very famous dictum of the Torah, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. You should love your neighbor as yourself. But immediately prior to that sentence of V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, the Torah says, Lo sikom v'lo sitor. One should not take revenge, nor should one bear a grudge against a fellow Jew. And Rashi explains, what's the difference between taking revenge and bearing a grudge? Taking revenge is when someone comes to you and asks you to loan a shovel from you, for instance, and you say, no, I won't give you the shovel, just as you didn't give me your shovel the other day, or just as you didn't give me your sickle the other day. So you didn't lend me, I won't lend you. That's taking revenge. What's bearing a grudge? When the same incident occurs, but this time the person comes to you and asks you again to borrow something, and you say, you want to borrow my shovel? Sure, I'll give you my shovel. I'm not like you, who didn't loan me when I asked you. I'm going to give it to you, despite the fact that you did not give it to me. That is bearing a grudge. And immediately follows the sentence, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you should love your neighbor as yourself. It seems that the Torah is telling us an advanced level, one step above the normal, what people would say taking revenge means. It's even going so far as to not bear a grudge in your heart and to go a step beyond what the other person did and be gracious and kind and forgive. And therefore, v'lo sitor es b'nei amecha. One should not bear a grudge against someone from your family, from your Jewish brethren. There is a famous story about a man who had written copious letters and even a book disparaging Rav Moshe Feinstein and some of his piskei halacha, some of his halachic rulings. And he continued over a long period of time writing against Rav Moshe Zatzal. And then, unbelievably, when he published a book, he came to Rav Moshe Feinstein, showed him the book, and asked Rav Moshe to write a letter of approbation for the book, a haskama for the Sefer. And Rav Moshe wrote a beautifully glowing introduction about what a great Talmud Chacham this person is, and he included it in the Sefer. And people came to Rav Moshe and they said, how could you do that? How could you offer, after all the disparaging remarks he made about you in print, and yet you gave him your haskama, your approbation for the Sefer? And Rav Moshe was not impressed. One thing has nothing to do with the other. He needed a letter. He has to make a parnasa. It doesn't take anything away from me. On the contrary, it added immeasurably to the stature because of the goodness of the heart. And that is v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. When you can carry it to that degree, and it's not just, I don't take revenge, I don't even bear a grudge, which in any way would reduce from the brotherly love that one Jew must have for another. We're not Rav Moshe. Could I do such a thing? I don't know. It's difficult. I would hope that I would be able to rise to the occasion. But the Torah's teaching is of crucial importance to us, and it gives us an insight into the love each and every Jew should have one for the other. And if we could do that, the Jewish people would be united, unstoppable, and certainly worthy of the coming of Mashiach speedily in our time. Let's be that holy nation that Parshas Kedoshim speaks about by extending ourselves even beyond what some people would consider to be simple acceptance and understanding of revenge. And let's not bear a grudge, and let's love every Jew as ourselves. Have a wonderful Shabbos.